There is one season that tells the truth about your clothes. Not winter. Winter is kind. A good coat hides the cheap seam, the poor fit, the fabric with no life left in it. Summer hides nothing. The heat pulls every flaw to the surface. The top that turns shiny by noon, the dress that hangs limp by lunch, the shapeless cover-up we are told is our only choice after a certain age. So here is what almost no one will say. The heat is not the problem. The heat is the test. And one woman passes it every single summer. In the south of France it's 78. Her name is Linda. And by the end of this, you will see the one thing she does that you can copy tomorrow morning. With clothes you almost certainly already own. Linda trained in the world of Ralph Lauren and has spent her whole life around clothes, but that is not the secret. Plenty of people live around fashion and still look miserable the moment it gets hot. What makes Linda different is one decision she made about the heat itself. She stopped fighting it. She does not dress against the summer, she dresses with it. Everything she puts on is built to work better as the day gets hotter, not worse. And it does not matter where she is. Paris, the Riviera, the narrow streets of Marrakesh. The thinking never changes. Only the light around her does. And it all comes down to 5 quiet rules. Stay with me to the third one, because that is the rule most women over 50 are already half doing. Without ever realizing it, you are far closer to this than you think. Rule 1. The open grain. Look at what Linda is actually wearing again and again, and the same thing keeps appearing. Linen, cotton, a soft, loose knit. Never the slippery synthetics that look glossy in the shop and collapse the second real heat touches them. This is the entire foundation of her summer. In the heat, the fabric is the outfit. Here she is in nothing more than a white linen shirt, the sleeves pushed up with wide linen trousers. And here a crisp blue and white striped shirt, worn loose and open at the throat. There is nothing clever about the pieces themselves. A shirt, a pair of trousers, but linen does something polyester simply cannot. It breathes. It lets the air move against your skin instead of sealing it in. And when it creases, and linen always creases, it creases in a way that looks lived in and expensive, not crushed, not cheap. That wrinkle is not a fault in the cloth. On good linen, it is the texture. It is the look you are paying for. This is exactly why Linda can wear plain white from shoulder to ankle and still look completely considered. She is not leaning on a pattern or a logo or a trend. The fabric is doing the work for her. And watch one small habit. She almost always rolls her sleeve once, twice, loosely to just below the elbow. It is the smallest move, but it turns a plain shirt into something that looks deliberate. And it lets the heat off the wrist and forearm, exactly where you feel it most. So, before you think about color, before you think about shape, before anything else this summer, turn the garment over and read the label. If it breathes, it is already half elegant. If it does not, no amount of styling will rescue it once the sun is high. Rule 2. And this is the one that surprises almost everybody. When the temperature rises, most of us are taught to wear less, shorter, tighter, more skin showing. Linda does the exact opposite, and she stays cooler for it. Look at how often she's fully covered. A long linen shirt dress that falls well past the knee. Full-length trousers, even on the hottest afternoon. Sleeves that are long, then rolled loosely back to the forearm. A scarf left draped over the shoulders in the strongest sun. Understand, this is not about hiding the body. It is about understanding the heat. Loose, long, light cloth shades the skin and lets warm air escape underneath it. Tight and bare does the opposite. It traps the heat against you and leaves your skin exposed all day long. Watch her move through Marrakesh in a long shirt dress, covered from collar to ankle. And she looks like the calmest, coolest woman on the entire street. Look at her at the beach. A blue shirt over soft navy print trousers, the shirt tails knotted. Look at her on the rocks by the sea in a full set of loose white linen. Almost like elegant pajamas. Nothing grips, nothing clings, everything skims. This is the quiet thing so many women over 50 are actually searching for. Not younger, not more revealing. Just easy, covered and completely at peace in the heat. Now, if your own summer wardrobe feels like a battle every single morning, I have written something for you. A free set of notes, the simple summer dressing rules Linda lives by, laid out plainly, so you can start using them straight away. It is linked for you in the description below, completely free. Go and take it whenever you like, then come back, because the next rule is the one I promised you. Rule 3. The single spark. And here it is, the rule I told you to wait for. Because if you already do this, you have understood the hardest part of dressing well. And most people never reach it at all. So here is what Linda does. Against all that quiet breathing linen, she allows herself one bright thing. One, a hot pink sash tied at the waist of plain white trousers, a red bandana scarf knotted at the neck and matched exactly to a pair of red slides. A single shirt in true cobalt blue with absolutely everything else kept plain. A warm shot of gold. A soft golden shirt and pants worn loosely at the waist with sun-warmed skin and flat sandals, and nothing else in the frame competing with it. Now notice what she does not do. She does not wear the pink and the red and the busy print all at once. She chooses one spark and she lets the calm carry everything else. And here's the part I want you to hear. If you have ever kept an outfit simple and added just one scarf, one bright shoe, one colored belt, and quietly felt that it worked, you were right. That instinct was correct. You were doing it properly all along. Because the mistake is almost never too little color. It is too many things shouting at once, one spark, quiet everywhere else. That is the single formula Linda repeats all summer long. But what about the days she wants no color at all? That is where the next rule comes in. And it is the one that quietly solves your busiest mornings. Rule 4. The tonal float. On the days Linda leaves color out completely, she does something just as deliberate. She dresses in one color head to toe, but never in one single texture. White linen trousers, a white cotton shirt, a soft white knit resting over the shoulders. 3 pieces, one color. 3 completely different fabrics, and the eye reads that as rich and intentional. Never flat, never like a uniform. This is the reason an all-white or an all-cream outfit on Linda never looks plain. The texture is creating the depth that a second color would normally have to provide. She does exactly the same in soft blue. A pale blue shirt over a blue and white stripe with just a hint of faded denim. Everything in the same family, floating together. Or she does it in black, a fine black linen set, a dark scarf tied over the hair, broken only by the pale sole of a sandal. One color, still full of depth. And for summer, this way of dressing is a genuine gift. Light tonal clothing reflects the sun instead of soaking it up. It looks beautiful in bright daylight, and it quietly removes the most exhausting summer decision of all. What actually goes with what? When everything is one tone, everything already matches. So you stop building an outfit, you build one quiet note, and you let the fabrics do the singing. Rule 5. The flat finish. Now look down at Linda's feet. In photograph after photograph, you will almost never see a heel. Flat leather sandals, simple slides, espadrilles, a worn-in pair of Birkenstocks with full-length linen falling softly over them. In the heat, she finishes every single outfit low to the ground. Part of that is plain comfort. No one has ever looked elegant fighting hot pavement in a heeled sandal, but it is also a deliberate decision. The flat shoe keeps the whole look relaxed and unforced. It quietly says she is not trying too hard. And that is the entire point. She carries the very same idea into her bag. A simple straw basket for the daytime. Nothing covered in logos, nothing shouting for attention. The finish is always calm, and the one accessory she truly never travels without, a scarf. At the neck, tied through the hair like a band, knotted to the handle of the basket. In summer, it is not for warmth. It is shade, it is softness, and it is the easiest way to lift a plain outfit in a single second. So when your outfit is finally right and your hand reaches for the shoes, resist the heel. Reach for the good flat sandal and the basket bag. That relaxed ending is what makes the whole thing look effortless instead of staged. So there they are, the 5 rules. The open grain, fabric that breathes. The covered cool, long and loose, never short and bare. The single spark, one color, never 3. The tonal float, one shade, many textures. And the flat finish, low, simple and calm. But look closely and you will see not one of these is about a trend. Not one of them asks you to buy a single new thing. In truth, they are barely rules about summer at all. They are a way of thinking. Linda decided a very long time ago that she would not perform for the heat. She would not cover herself up in defeat. And she would not chase after a younger woman's idea of summer. She simply chose clothes that get better as the day gets hotter. And then she stopped worrying about all of it. And that is the part that reads as elegance. Not the linen, not the scarf, not the flat sandal, the calm. You can see it in far more than her clothes. She let her hair go silver years ago and never looked back. She wears almost no makeup. Her whole attention goes to skin that simply looks healthy and cared for. It is all the same decision, made over and over again. Less performance, more ease. Because the women we actually remember in summer are never the ones who tried the hardest. They are the ones who looked as though the heat simply did not apply to them. And at 78, walking through the south of France, that is exactly what Linda looks like. The one season that exposes everyone else is the season that makes her look most like herself.